Gotta make sure I put on my Apple Watch just to see how much longer it's gonna take before I get to the fucking edge.
This is a Shields of Shame exclusive.
Today's date is December 8th, 2022. This is Monica Franklin with Post trying to contact Kenneth Burkhalter.
Hello?
Hey, I'm trying to reach Kenneth Burkhalter, please.
This is him.
Hey, sir, my name is Monica Franklin, and I work for Post. I know it seems like a long time, but I'm working on your case. I'm getting it ready to turn it in. Do you have a few minutes?
Sure.
Okay. So, sir, the reason for, according to the agency documentation that I have, they cited 2 policies that you violated, and that's what they said that the termination was regarding. One was the TikTok videos that you posted.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me about those videos, sir?
I mean, it was just me trying to be funny.
Okay. Were you in your patrol car?
I was sitting in my patrol car, yes.
Okay, and you had your uniform on?
I had it on, but I'm pretty sure you couldn't tell what agency.
Okay.
The only thing that got me was the username I had was DCSO23. So, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Well, they're saying that you apparently used there was some derogatory language, and that you were flipping off both middle fingers with a caption.
I did that, yes.
Okay. So let me ask you, the e-reader, the e-ticket writer, what was going on with that?
Okay, apparently there was one that wasn't turned in, and my sergeant said, "Hey, if you got a ticket printer, you need to turn it in." So I did. So I got another one. It's my job. I mean, I gotta have a ticket writer and ticket printer. Well, apparently the one they were looking for is the one I grabbed. And when my sergeant asked me which one I had, I showed him, and he said, "Well, that's the one we've been looking for." I was like, "Okay." I switched it out yesterday when you told me to. Well, I got wrote up for that.
You got written up, so you didn't even know that they were looking for that.
I mean, I knew they were looking for one of them.
Okay.
But, so me working night shift, I've turned it in. I turned it in that afternoon when he told me, and grabbed another one. Okay. So, apparently, I grabbed the one that they were looking for that somebody else had turned in.
Okay.
And before they noticed it was there. So, I mean, that was kind of some bad luck right there.
Some bad luck, okay. Well, let me ask you, sir, there was some mention made that after you left the agency that you had actually corresponded with some people and threatened some self-harm. Is there anything to that?
I did make a text, and I did send a text to the sheriff, the major, and the lieutenant, and it was kind of
I guess my concern is, are you okay? Do you need help, or was that just some?
I'm fine. I have a doctor and a therapist that I've seen, so I'm good.
Okay. So was that a cry for help, or was that was that an attention getter because you got terminated, or?
Yeah, it was more of just I was frustrated.
Okay.
Because none of the TikTok videos was intended towards anybody. It was a misunderstanding, and yeah, it was stupid, totally immature.
Okay.
And I'd even talked to the sergeant, who was my sergeant, and he understood it wasn't intended towards him. But I don't.
Yes, sir.
I was told that they just sent it in that I'd been terminated. I had no idea it was being under investigation.
Right. What happens if you're terminated? That automatically prompts a post investigation when the C11 is turned into post.
Okay, that explains why I can't get a job in law enforcement.
Right, because right now you're under file review.
Okay.
So are you trying to get a job in law enforcement right now?
I have been applying, yes.
Okay.
But, I guess that's why. But I'm currently working as an EMT right now.
Oh, okay.
So
what I'm going to do is they provided me this stuff, and I've got your information. And this will get turned in within the next couple of weeks. The next hearing is going to be sometime, I think, in March. So what you need to do is you need to go onto the Post Gateway and upload the address where you get mail so you can get notified as to what's going on.
Okay.
Because that's the only way that Post corresponds with people is through U.S. Postal Service.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Because I'd even called and investigations, and they said I wasn't under investigation.
Who did you talk to?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Because I was trying to get on with the city of Dade, and they were trying to said he'd sent an email to them and hadn't heard back from them. So I called, and he said, I can't remember his name to save my life, but he said I wasn't under investigation. But that may have been before it actually came across.
Okay.
Well,
hopefully, I mean, there's no arrest or anything, so I don't foresee any kind of revocation or anything.
I didn't break any laws.
Right. The only other thing that your agency brought up that they were concerned about was a chase where you were going the wrong way on the interstate, and they were afraid that you were going to get hurt. That's the only other thing they brought up.
Well, that's another thing. Is there were two sergeants on shift that night, and they had 4 people that went to mandate with me. They told all 4 of us a chase is a chase until a superior calls it off, regardless if they cross the interstate. Well, the reason why I got rode up, to be honest with you, is because my car, the guy, he got off an exit going the wrong way.
Right, and you were trying to stop him.
I was trying to stop him, and I hit him with the front bumper. Actually, he brake checked me, and I hit him, and it damaged the car.
And
I think that's why I got rode up.
Now, were you aware that your agency did not have a pitting policy? The policy was to not pit. Were you aware of that?
It wasn't.
And it wasn't a pit.
To pit.
Okay.
It wasn't an attempt. He brake checked me.
Okay, and I saw I saw the accident, and then of course he continued on. After that, he continued.
Yeah, I mean, we lost him. Even the other agency lost him too. But his car was still drivable.
Okay.
But I mean, I was under the assumption that what they told us all.
Yes, sir.
So, but I think they was just mad because the car got wrecked.
Okay.
It being a small agency, and But
All right. Well, is there anything, sir, that you think I should know that I haven't been told or that I haven't brought up?
I believe that's it.
Okay.
Like I said, on the videos, it was stupid.
How did they become aware of the videos? Do you know?
They didn't tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't tell me at all. They really didn't give me a chance to defend myself.
Okay.
They just said, here's, because I actually got the write-up for the ticket machine and the termination.
All on the same day,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they didn't give me a chance to defend myself. I just,
Well,
I'd even begged and pleaded for them to accept my apology, regardless if they hired me back or not.
okay. Well, at least you know now what's going on, so.
Yeah, I'm going to go on there right here in just a few minutes and change
Perfectly.
that.
That would be
mailing
fantastic.
address.
And sir, my name's Monica Franklin. And if you, after we hang up, and if you feel like you have some questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to call me back.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Have a good day.
You
Bye
too.
bye. I was actually dealing. It was Major Irwin, but long story short, it's Kenneth Burkhalter. And did you conduct that investigation?
Me? So I was involved, but as far as over it, no, ma'am. That would have been Mr. Irwin kind of doing that conclusion and that dismissal.
So was there an investigation done, or to me, all I got was like disciplinary. He was brought into the Irwin's office, and he was terminated for the social media and for the ticket writer.
That's right. As far as like a internal formal investigation, no. I believe it was just an informal, here's the counseling, let's look at it, and we're dismissing you because you violated policy.
How did the TikTok come about?
It started getting shared and landed, it got sent to me,
Okay.
And I started looking at it, which I don't have TikTok, but you're able to, if somebody sends you the link, you can pull it up and watch it. And so I started going through them and seeing that we had a pattern of basically flipping off, and he would tag the sergeant when the sergeant says this, and he'd put his fingers up on the video. And it was after we soon discovered it was after we did verbal corrections with him. Something may have happened on shift, and so he was doing TikTok videos thereafter.
Okay. And then because I actually got a copy of the. Well, he sent me a disc with the TikToks on it, but it won't open up, so I can't see them.
Oh, okay.
So was he was in his patrol car in uniform, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. On shift, on duty. Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to see what agency he worked for on the TikToks?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, his patch on his sleeve was visible.
Okay.
Yeah. And his badge is visible. Yes, ma'am.
Because I wasn't able to see that, and when I spoke to him yesterday, he told me that nothing was visible, so of course I can't corroborate that.
Oh, Mr. Irwin said nothing was visible?
No, Burkhalter did. He said that he said he was in his car, and he said he was on duty, but he said that the patch and stuff was not visible. So maybe when you get back to work, you could resend me the TikToks.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. I'll pull them up on the disc we have, and if I have to email them to you or something.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
And then one last question, and I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Because one of the policy violations was also untruthfulness, and it just said that he had a ticket writer, so I don't know what he was untruthful about.
Yes, ma'am. So we have those e-ticket machines. They're about $8,000, a piece, and we have to keep up with them, keep track of them. So one went missing, and the shift sergeant checked with everybody. Hey, does anybody have the e-ticket machine? Did you take it with you? No. And so a week goes by. We started checking everybody's cars. Hey, we've got to check cars. We're missing this machine. I don't have it. I haven't had it. Well, dang near probably a month and a half, 2 months into it, he had it. He started writing tickets. And so he had it the whole time. And then when the shift sergeant asked him, we've asked you about this. You said you didn't have it. And so he lied to the shift sergeant, and that was the ordeal. So they ended up recovering that ticket writer and took it from him.
So when he told me yesterday that he was told to turn in his ticket writer, and he said that he turned it in, and since that he part of his job was writing tickets, he grabbed another. Did he lie to me yesterday?
That sounds about, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That sounds correct.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I just wanted to make sure there was no official internal investigation, and I wanted to clarify how you guys were made aware of the TikTok and
Sure.
and how he.
And I feel like I'm obligated, and since we're on the phone, I'm glad you touched base with me. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. I'm not sure if it's my place, but I'm concerned, so I would like to bring this up to you.
Is it about the suicidal?
Yes, ma'am.
I've spoken to somebody about that,
Okay, great.
and I
Good.
actually talked to him about that yesterday.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, well, was this a cry for help or was this an attention getter? And he said, well, I'm seeing a therapist, but to me at that time, it was I wanted to get their attention.
Okay.
If that puts your mind at ease, any.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you. Yes.
But that's what he told me. But I just wanted to. Nobody was ever made to turn in the ticket writers. Everybody apparently was made aware that a ticket writer was missing, and everyone was asked as a group if they'd seen it, and he said he never acknowledged that he had.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys did not notice it until you started checking cars.
That's right.
Okay.
No, until he wrote a citation on that machine that had been missing.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Because it's through a database, it connects through a server through court, and we noticed, well, that's the machine that's been missing. He has it. So,
wow. Okay, and you have knowledge of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Well,
You're very welcome.
you have a great week in school, and if you could just get me those TikTok videos, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, they mailed them to me. That would not open up. The chase that he had on the interstate opened up just fine, but I could not open up the TikToks.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Today's date is August 23rd, 2022. This is Monica Franklin with the Post. Attempting to contact Major Barry Irwin. He's asked me to call him regarding Kenneth Burkhalter.
Major Irwin, how can I help you?
Good morning, Major. This is Monica Franklin with Post. How are you?
I'm doing well, Miss Monica. How are you?
I'm well, sir. I'm sorry. I'm off on Mondays.
I got you. I didn't realize. I apologize.
No, I didn't want you to think I was putting you off. We do 4-day work weeks.
I got you. Well, that's awesome. That's wonderful. Y'all need help?
We do, actually. There's several positions open.
Is there really?
There
Will I be able to stay in Northwest Georgia?
Oh, probably.
That's wonderful. Hold on one second, ma'am. Let me take care of something real quick.
Sure.
I've got something I want to talk to you about, okay?
Certainly. Okay.
All right, hold on one second. Is David in the office right there? Okay. Hey, yes? Okay. Can you, direct, can you help Mr. Clark? They don't have, right. Okay, you got it. Okay. Okay, all right. This is in reference to you, Kenny Burkhalter.
Correct.
I mailed you our packet yesterday.
Okay.
I did not include this, but that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I can email you the texts if you need to.
Sure.
About a month and a half ago, Kenny, this is way past the termination. I hadn't heard much from him other than, he did call, he texted several times, hey, could you give me a shot in the jail, and just with all this stuff, it just wasn't interested. But there was one particular day where he texted me, he said, please give me one more chance, a pleading type text. And I didn't respond, because it just seemed silly.
Yeah.
And then about an hour and a half later, matter of fact, I'll read you the text. It caused some panic. Let's see. He lives in a neighboring county. He lives in actually Walker County. Okay. This is May 26th. He texts to me, Sheriff, and our patrol commander, David Hughes. The best year and 4 months of my life were spent with the Dade County Sheriff's Office, period. I made lifelong dream. There's not a sheriff's office or police department that will hire me. And then when I pulled this trigger, at least I had a year and 4 months of doing what I loved. And I texted back immediately, Kenny, whatever differences with the sheriff's office we had, I told you before, you're a good man. Don't do anything drastic. I've been on vacation and training, which I was. I've not texted because I just wanted to take a long break from the job. You know, he's very manipulating, but that's a very real threat of possible suicide.
Correct.
We called Walker County. They found him sitting at a lake in his truck. I mean, poor kid. I say kid. He's 44 years old, but he. I also included in the packet that I sent you. I included a case that he was in that I actually suspended him for a couple days on. He was going the wrong way on the interstate behind this vehicle at about 70 or 80 miles an hour.
Who?
Just drastically unsafe. I mean, just utterly unsafe. Crashed his car into the guy trying to pit him. We don't pit. I mean, it was just, I knew, after that, I knew I had a problem. I figured I'd give him a chance to work out of it, and then when he did this TikTok stuff, I just couldn't go anymore. I just couldn't. But he's texted several times, and there's always an excuse afterward. Like I apologized for the text yesterday. I just got in my head bad thoughts and self-pity. You know, and he says, never mind. You know, I'm fine. So there's always an excuse after he does something creepy like that.
Right, but do you take that as an attention? Right, is that an attention getter, or is that something?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I think. I don't even think it's really a cry for help. I think it's I think it's manipulation.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. But now here's another. This is afterward, because during that time I said, Kenny, you can call and talk with me if you're having a bad time, but I really don't want to talk to you about you working here anymore. You know, I really don't feel comfortable with that. I told him that on the phone, and so evidently he had called the sheriff, and the sheriff said if we were going to rehire, I think he was just trying to put him off. If we were going to rehire, it'd be up to me to rehire. So Kenny called me or texted me and said, I was wondering if you had a chance to talk with Sheriff Cross. Kenny, I have, and we're not going to go that way. And I basically said, since the last interaction we had, where you made it sound like you might kill yourself, we can't do that. And then he says, that is exactly why no one reaches out for help, because at the end of the day, no one really cares. Thanks for at least pretending to care. It's just very manipulative, you know? Yeah. So anyway, it's one of those things that I don't know. I didn't know if I need to include that.
You know what? I would, because then I would add that, because that way, even if they do not revoke him, they could actually recommend a fitness for duty.
Yeah. I got you. Okay.
I mean, if you're going to make those statements,
screenshots and send it to you.
that would be great. Because even if you're going to make those statements, I mean, you got to own them. So then you explain why you did that. Because there's too much going on right now to, you know, I mean, you're going to have to think twice about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, he thinks. He doesn't think that him driving 70 miles an hour on the wrong side of the interstate at 7 p.m. in the evening
Oh my goodness.
was wrong. You know, and we're on I-24. I mean, it's busy. He almost, you know, head on several vehicles.
Wow.
It just insane. Just insane. But anyway, I included the TikTok videos and the video of his chase down the wrong side.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Of course.
I think really hopefully they'll look into that and recommend something like that for him.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll be truthful. He's got, and I started seeing this right around the time he did that crazy 1080 through oncoming traffic. He's got kind of a God complex. He separated himself from his shift, and basically, he didn't want to take any direction from the sergeant. He had no interest in taking direction from anybody. He was a standalone cop, you know, and that's, to me, in my history, that's always been dangerous.
Right. I mean, it's team.
Absolutely, every single day.
That's it. You got to rely on your
That's
partner.
the only way to make the dream work.
It is, yes, sir. Well, I certainly appreciate you making me aware of that. That is something I definitely want to include in my summary, because if nothing else, I mean, I wouldn't want something to happen to me if not reported it either. So.
Yeah, you got it. All right, I'll take screenshots and I'll email them to you. Do I need to write up any kind of a?
If you would just do a brief synopsis for me, that would be fantastic.
You got it.
Thank you,
Got it.
sir. I appreciate
Have
it.
it to you in the next few days.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
You too, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye.